After 660, try doing this in the morning. You could live 40 more years. Good morning, my dear friends. Dr. Jonathan Prescott here. It's a real joy to have you back, especially if you're someone who's decided that aging doesn't mean slowing down, but rather waking up to what matters most. Let me ask you something straight. Have you ever wondered if the first 5 minutes after you open your eyes could decide how long and how well you'll live? I know it sounds dramatic, but trust me, it's not about running a marathon before breakfast. It's about small, deliberate actions, what you drink, how you breathe, how you move, that can literally tip the scale between living to 70 in discomfort or dancing into 90 with energy and a clear mind. I've seen it firsthand, and the science backs it up. These first few minutes can improve your heart, your brain, your strength, and yes, even your independence. Yet strangely, most folks over 65 still overlook this golden window. Not because they're lazy. No, most simply haven't been told how powerful it is. So today, I want to hand you something practical, something hopeful. A 5-minute morning formula I've shared with hundreds of my own patients. It's simple, doable, and yes, it works. Think of it as your morning tune-up, the kind that keeps the engine running for years to come. Before we dive into the nuts and bolts, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. Drop your name and city in the comments. I really do read them. This is more than just a video. It's a community of wise, experienced people choosing to take charge of their health, one sunrise at a time. And hey, if this kind of content speaks to you, easy, science-backed, and real-life tested, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that little bell. I've got more coming, and you won't want to miss it.
Now let me introduce you to someone who could have been any of us, Harold. Harold is a retired engineer, 68 years old, from a quiet neighborhood in Ohio. He's the kind of man who once fixed airplanes for a living, but couldn't figure out how to fix himself when his own body started breaking down. A couple of years ago, Harold told me something I'll never forget. He said, "Doc, I don't think I'll live long enough to watch my grandkids graduate." And the way he looked at me when he said it, that mix of fear, fatigue, and quiet resignation, I've seen that look more times than I care to count. He was tired all the time. His joints ached every morning. His heart, not in good shape. His doctor warned him that if things didn't change soon, he might be on a fast track towards strokes, medications, and hospital beds. But then something remarkable happened. A neighbor, also a retired physician, gave Harold a small piece of advice. Try this 5-minute morning routine. It's simple. It might help. Now, Harold was skeptical. Heck, I would have been too, but he figured he had nothing to lose. So he started, quietly, patiently. No drama, no overnight miracle, just 5 consistent minutes every morning. Hydration, gentle movement, a bit of protein, a simple stretch, a moment of mental clarity. Fast forward 6 months, and the man who once feared he wouldn't see his grandkids' prime is now walking them to school. His blood pressure dropped. His EKG improved. His cholesterol settled into a healthier range. His doctor actually asked him what meds he'd started. You know what he told him? No pills, doc, just water, eggs, a little stretch, and a whole lot of consistency. Today, Harold's body moves like a 55-year-old, but more importantly, his mind is sharp and his spirit is lighter. He told me, "Dr. Prescott, I feel like I've been handed a second life, and all it cost me was 5 minutes a day." And that's exactly why I'm sharing this with you today, because Harold isn't a fluke. I've seen many Harolds, and you could be next.
Element 1, the morning hydration protocol. Let me be crystal clear about this first step. It's deceptively simple, but profoundly powerful. The moment you wake up, your body isn't just rested, it's dehydrated. You've just gone 7, maybe 8 hours without a single drop of water. And while you slept, you were still breathing, still sweating just enough to lose nearly half a liter of fluid. Now, no wonder so many of my patients wake up groggy, stiff, and, let's be honest, a little cranky. What's worse is this. Thicker blood from dehydration can stress your heart. It raises blood pressure, slows circulation, and in people over 65, it's one of the key reasons why strokes and heart attacks often strike in the early morning hours. Now, before you panic, here's the fix. It's not a medication, it's not some exotic supplement, it's simply this. As soon as you open your eyes, before you check your phone, before you sip coffee or tea, reach for a glass of room temperature water, around 16 ounces or 480 milliliters. And here's the twist. Squeeze in a quarter of a fresh lemon. Let me break that down for you. Room temperature water is key because cold water constricts blood vessels, slowing circulation just when your brain and heart need oxygen the most. Lemon adds potassium, natural electrolytes, and vitamin C, supporting your arteries, softening inflammation, and gently waking up your digestive system. Think of it as priming the pump. Hydration gets the blood flowing, delivers oxygen to your brain, helps flush out toxins, and even gives your metabolism a jump start before you've even set foot on the floor. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I don't feel thirsty in the morning. And that's exactly the trap. By the time you feel thirsty, your body's already running a deficit. So here's my prescription. Not a pill, not a lecture, just a habit. Drink that water, room temp with lemon, within 60 seconds of waking up. Not 5 minutes later, not after breakfast, right away. Do that every single morning, and you're giving your heart, brain, kidneys, and circulation a priceless gift, a proper start. Just ask Harold. He told me, "Doc, I never knew water could be medicine, but now it's the first thing I reach for before my slippers." And to be honest, that's the kind of wisdom I wish more people took seriously.
Element 2, circulation reset in the first 60 seconds. All right, so your body is now hydrated. The engine's got oil. But here's the next question. Is the engine running yet? Let me explain something that most people never think about. After a long night of lying still, your blood tends to pool in the lower parts of your body, especially your legs. That means when you first stand up, your brain might not be getting the oxygen it needs. That's why so many seniors feel dizzy, foggy, or even stumble within minutes of getting out of bed. One of my patients once described it as like waking up underwater. It made perfect sense because what's really happening is sluggish circulation, tight blood vessels, and a brain still waiting for its fuel. But here's the hopeful part. You can fix this in just 60 seconds. According to research from Johns Hopkins and the Cleveland Clinic, light movement immediately after standing up can increase blood flow to the brain by over 40%. Just 1 minute of simple motion, no equipment, no fuss. But the payoff? Tremendous. So here's what I want you to try tomorrow morning, right after you drink that lemon water. Don't wait, don't overthink it. Just do this simple circulation reset. Stand tall beside your bed, feet shoulder-width apart. Raise both arms overhead slowly while inhaling deeply through your nose. Hold for a moment. Exhale as you lower your arms gently. Feel the stretch through your rib cage. Roll your shoulders backward 5 times, then forward 5 times. Don't rush. Do 10 heel raises. Lift your heels slowly off the floor, then lower them back down. This activates the calf pump,
pushing blood back up from your legs to your heart. That's it. 1 minute. That's all it takes to clear the morning fog, wake up your nervous system, and prime your cardiovascular system for the day. You'll notice it almost immediately. Less dizziness, more clarity, better posture. And if you stick with it, your balance, brain function, and even your blood pressure will thank you in the long run. I often tell my patients, you don't need to be an athlete to age well. You just need to move like someone who values every step. So tomorrow, instead of rushing straight to the bathroom or sitting down with the news, give yourself 60 seconds to activate your body, just like Harold does now, every morning without fail. And let me tell you, his mornings look a lot brighter than they used to. Element 3, protein timing method. Now that you've hydrated your system and gotten your blood flowing, there's one more silent threat we need to address: muscle loss. It doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in slowly. One missed breakfast, one lazy morning, one skipped step at a time. And before you know it, the legs that used to climb stairs now hesitate. The hands that used to open jars now tremble. You're still you, but not quite as strong as you used to be. Let me tell you something I've seen far too often. Many older adults eat fairly well during lunch and dinner, but they skip breakfast or delay protein intake until hours after waking, and that delay is costly. Why? Because between 3 and 8 a.m., your body enters a catabolic state. Fancy term, but here's what it means. Your body starts breaking down muscle tissue to fuel your morning energy, especially if no protein is available. Dr. Rebecca Fleming, a top geriatric nutritionist I've worked with, puts it plainly. If you're over 65 and you're not feeding your muscles within 30 minutes of waking, you're slowly giving your strength away. And she's right. Studies show that seniors who consume 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein early in the morning retain up to 64% more muscle mass over 5 years compared to those who delay it. Let that sink in. More than half your strength preserved just by eating right at the right time. So what should you eat? Here are my top prescriptions. A whey protein shake, quick, efficient, no chewing required. 4 to 5 egg whites with 1 whole egg, gentle on digestion and rich in leucine. Plain Greek yogurt with a scoop of protein powder, easy to prep, even tastier with berries. For my vegetarian friends, soft tofu, cottage cheese, or a plant-based protein blend. Pea and rice together work wonders. It's not about chasing protein grams all day. It's about showing up early for your muscles. You wouldn't try to drive your car without fuel, right? Then don't ask your body to carry you through the day without the building blocks it needs. Harold, however, he starts his day with a shake and a smile, and you can see it in his step. So if you've been doing everything right, but still feel weaker year after year, this could be your missing piece. And it's not about eating more, it's about eating sooner. Because when it comes to aging strong, timing isn't just important, it's everything.
Element 4, the 90-second mobility sequence. Now, friend, let's talk about something that steals more independence than almost any other issue I see in my clinic. Morning stiffness. You know what I mean. That feeling when your back doesn't want to bend, your knees feel like they've rusted overnight, your neck, forget about turning it without wincing. Here's the truth. After 7 or 8 hours of being still, your joints and muscles are stiff because the fluid that cushions them, called synovial fluid, thickens when you don't move. Imagine honey left out on a cold morning. Thick, sticky, hard to work with. And if you jump into your day without gently warming up your joints, you'll risk more than just discomfort. You're raising your chances of small tears, sprains, and yes, even dangerous falls. This is especially true for folks with arthritis, spinal issues, or past injuries. I've had patients throw out their back just reaching for a drop sock, not because they're weak, but because their bodies weren't ready yet. So here's my gentle prescription. Give your joints 90 seconds of movement, just 90, to say good morning before asking them to work. Here's the sequence I recommend. Sit on the edge of your bed, rotate your ankles 10 times clockwise, then 10 times counterclockwise. Why? Because your ankles are your first line of defense against falls. Mobilize them. Gently roll your knees in small circles. Do about 10 gentle circles per side. This helps lubricate the knees and activate the ligaments that keep you upright. Stand up with support if necessary and do side bends. Slowly lean to the left, then to the right, 5 times each side. This stretches the torso and engages your core muscles. Rotate your torso left and right. Slow and easy, not twisting like a pretzel. Think wake up, not workout. Finish with 10 backward shoulder rolls. These help open up posture and reduce neck tension. That's it. No sweating, no yoga mat. Just you and a willingness to protect your freedom. You'll feel looser, more upright, and more balanced. And more importantly, you're telling your body, I care enough to prepare, not just react when something goes wrong. Harold told me this was his favorite part of the routine. Said it made him feel like oiling the hinges before opening the door. And frankly, that's exactly what it is.
Element 5, mental clarity exercise. All right, you've hydrated, you've moved, you've nourished your muscles, and you've loosened your joints. But let me ask you this, my friend. What good is a strong body if your mind feels foggy? See, most people don't realize this, but the first 30 minutes after waking up is what neuroscientists call a golden window for your brain. It's a time when your mind is unusually responsive, primed to create new neural connections, to learn, to remember, to stay sharp. And if you've ever walked into a room and forgotten why, or struggled to recall a name that was on the tip of your tongue, you know how unsettling that slow mental drift can feel. But here's the truth. Memory loss is not an automatic sentence. It's not just part of getting old. Yes, it happens, but there are powerful, proven ways to slow it down, even reverse it in some cases. The key? Start your day by waking up your brain on purpose. You don't need crossword puzzles or Sudoku. You don't need to recite Shakespeare. What you do need is one simple 1-minute exercise I give to all my patients, the reverse recall drill. Here's how it works. After finishing your physical routine, sit quietly, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Now, try to mentally replay your previous day, but in reverse. Start with the last thing you did before going to bed. Then, walk yourself backward. What did you watch on TV? Who did you talk to? What did you eat for dinner? Did you go out? What did you wear? Who did you speak to first thing in the morning? Challenge yourself. Try to recall more and more small details each day. Why does this work? Because this exercise stimulates the hippocampus, the area of the brain responsible for memory. It also increases BDNF, a brain protein that acts like Miracle-Gro for your neurons. According to the Brain Longevity Center at Stanford, just 1 minute of this each morning can strengthen memory, prevent mental decline, and sharpen focus for the rest of the day. Some of my patients have even called it mental mouthwash. Harold, he now remembers appointments without needing reminders, and his wife says he's even recalling birthdays again. So try it tomorrow. No screens, no stress, just you and your thoughts. Because staying sharp at 70, 80, even 90 isn't about luck. It's about showing up for your brain just like you do for your body.
So, dear friend, there you have it. 5 minutes, 5 small steps, and potentially 5 extra years of life that are stronger, clearer, and more independent. Let me remind you one last time, not as your doctor, but as someone who deeply cares. What you do in the first few minutes of your morning becomes the blueprint for your entire day and your future. Hydrate with purpose. Move to wake up your blood. Fuel your muscles before they fade. Loosen the joints that carry your story and give your brain the clarity it deserves. I know life gets busy, even in retirement. I know routines are hard to change, but you don't have to do it all at once. Just begin with one thing, then let the rest follow. As I often tell my patients, it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing one thing consistently. Now, if this video gave you even one helpful idea, please let me know in the comments. Which of these 5 steps are you going to try tomorrow morning? Or maybe you've already been doing one. Share your experience. I truly read every comment, and your story could inspire someone else watching. And if you'd like to keep learning with me, simple science-backed tips made just for those of us over 60, hit the subscribe button and turn on that little bell. You won't miss a thing. Because this isn't just a channel. It's a community, a circle of strong, wise, and forward-thinking adults who believe that aging is not the end, but the beginning of a better chapter. So drink your water, stretch your legs, eat your eggs, remember your memories, and above all, don't let those first 5 minutes go to waste. Your future self is counting on you.